Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Wednesday, May 13, 2026. 40 degrees at 7:13 a.m. and I am your host, Val Kamal, and I'm a sinner. And I'm powerless and my life is unmanageable. Humility and gratitude are the keys to life. It's always today, it's always now. My life is not my own. My will not be done. There's no reality but God, and the only thing we have to do is die. So how are we going to live today? How are we going to live today, Coke? Huh? How are we going to live today, honey? And I hope and pray we can live from our hearts, a life based on faith and not fear. Look, there's Gracie. Gracie! That's my Pudge. There's my Pudge. There's my Pudge. And there's Coke. And there's little Miss Brat. So anyway, we've been up since about 4:37. I woke up, just me and Else were there, but during the night we were all up there, like the guy said in, Nicolas Cage said in the movie Raising Arizona. When we're all up on the bed together, I say, we got us a family here. Hey baby, Ruthie snuck out on me at like 5 in the morning, and I was able to get her back in. Fortunately, but I did let them out around 6. It was pitch black out there. There was a skunk set in the air. A skunk was just out there. She ran across the street. Got her back across on this side. She ran up the tree out front, and I was able to get her when she came climbing back down. Look at Ruthie. Oh boy, but yeah, then we let them all out around 6. It's wet, windy, and cold out there again. They didn't stay out too long because it is raining out there. Not real heavy, but it's raining, and I know that they'll stick around for the most part, and it won't be too easy to round them up. We got them in and got them a treat. Surprisingly, Else went out and all the girls, but Max didn't want to. He don't like getting rained on, even one little drop of rain, and he's running for the door. Had my second breakfast so far. I had cold thin watery gruel. Just finished some cottage cheese and eggs. Great way to cook eggs, scrambled eggs. Scramble them up and then pour some cottage cheese in the egg mixture and heat up some butter in a pan and then just cook them over like medium-low heat. Add some fresh cracked black pepper. I might have to make some more. Anyway. Oh, where do we begin, Koki? This is nice. You don't usually do this. Come and sit with me, do you? They've been wound like bed springs, those little ones, and I've brought toys out here for them to play with, but not so much happening there. We've done laundry. We got more Pinky in the washer now. Put away some laundry we did yesterday. Washed dishes. Did a lightweight workout. Probably do a light kettlebell workout next. And anyway, what are you doing, baby girl? Beba. How did that fail? Anyway, so we might as well get into a recap from yesterday. Yesterday's thumbnail was a shot of our beloved Tony, who we didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with, but he was a good boy. And when I was posting that picture, I remembered how Tony was a yellow and orange cat, or a white and orange cat, and we never had too much luck with any of them. Gavin, Joseph, Tony. Tony was abandoned by some people that lived down the street, and we took him in on a cold, cold January night back in, I think, 2008 or 2009. He was with us for a bit over a year. We got him neutered and got him medical care and all that, and brought him into the family, and he was a good boy, and everybody loved him. And the last time I saw him, I let him out, and he went marching down the street that way, and we never saw him again. It was a late May day. Him and Rocky, the stray that came here for food, a nap and whatnot, they both disappeared at the same time, and I think coyotes got them. I don't know if it's coyotes or coyotes. I have to look that up. I think it's one of them words that can go either way. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato, cake, cock, Anyway, there's that Ruthie again. But Tony was a good boy. He was. And him and Sage were pretty good pals. Anyway, didn't do a whole lot yesterday, but that's not entirely true. Didn't do a lot as much as I wanted to. In the morning, after coffee and wake up time and doing some stretching, I made some tuna salad. I started making it, and then I went, you don't have any mayo. You're going to have to make mayo. And so I did something different. And I didn't have many jalapenos either, because I made lentil soup as well. But going back to the tuna salad, I looked in the refrigerator after I opened and drained the can of tuna, and I gave Elsie the water from the can to drink. And I had a packet of tartar sauce left over from Culver's when I had a fish and chips dinner. So I thought, you know what? I'll use that. And then I remembered I had some serrano peppers I seeded and sliced up and put in the freezer. So I had serrano peppers, tartar sauce, some onion, fresh cracked black pepper, and tuna. And whipped that all together and ended up making a grilled tuna and Havarti sandwich with that for dinner last night. But I did make that lentil soup. While that was simmering down, I wanted to run to the store and get bananas, jalapenos, and a loaf of bread. And I wanted to get some laundry soap and some scrubbing bubbles for cleaning in the bathroom. So I got the soup boiling, and I put a lid on it, turned it down to simmer, and hoped I would be back in time before it all burnt up. And I went and got the laundry soap and the scrubbing bubbles, and I drove over to Aldi and got jalapeno, bananas, and what was the third thing? No, I can't remember. And then while I was there, I wanted to stop at Full Bore, which is, one building over, to get a picture of my AR that I'm getting to send to my cousin Paul so I could show it to him. I talked to cousin Paul for quite a while in the morning, and my financial advisor. So anyway, we're going to take a little break. Welcome back. And I don't really mean that. And I didn't mean it when I said good morning either. There's that Ruthie. So it started to rain, but on the way back from Full Bore, it was around noonish, and I'm driving along out by the strip where Meijer and Walmart and all that, the business strip out there, heavy traffic area, especially around noontime. You know how it is wherever you live. And some moron, the speed limit there is like, I think it's 45. And you got people pulling in and out everywhere, And this moron had to be going 70 miles an hour past me. And he was driving that way. And then when he came to the red light, he slid over into the lane in front of us, into the straight lane. And he's riding right on the ass of the people. We're, getting closer into downtown. The speed limit's down to 40, then 35, then 30, and 25. And this guy's just riding people's asses, blowing the horn. And fortunately, he turned right where I turned left, and I got around and came to 11th Street, which is another main route here, kind of, and there's this woman in a van doing the same thing to a pickup truck in front of her, and the speed limit on this street is 30. She passed this guy, and I'm like, what is going on today? It's probably a good day to stay home if this is going on right now. I don't know, but it did start raining, and we ended up just spending most of the afternoon hanging out here, especially with Elsie. Elsie's 18. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to be together on this earth, and so I spend as much time hanging out with her as I can. She had a pretty good day yesterday. She had a good appetite, and she gave me lots of cuddles, hugs, and purrs. We read to the cats. The usual things. Anyway, let's take a little break. And we are back again. Let's go see who's doing what. Here's that Gracie. Gracie! Gracie! That's my Pudge. I haven't seen much of you lately, baby girl. I haven't seen much of you. You gotta come see me. There's Uncle Max. There's Uncle Maxie. And is the princess under here? She is. There's our kettlebells, and we're going to work out with the 20-pounder today. I don't think we're going to do anything with the 30-pound one. Coke's in the basement. Got some blackbirds out there feeding. Things are really greening up. Didn't get too much into watching any news or so-called news or what passes for news, but one article caught my eye in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Some guy. I didn't even have to read the article, and I knew who it was going to be and why. And the guy fired like 50 or 60 shots at just randomly shooting at people driving by. Hit 2 people. And usual suspect, just got out of prison. Semi-automatic weapon, sentenced to only 5 years. I think it was in 2020. He got into a shootout with police officers. The prosecutor wanted a 12-year prison bit. The judge ended up giving him 5, but then 12 years was not enough as far as I'm concerned, you know. Long history, violent history, and liberal judge. And I knew it was going to be a woman. There's a pattern there, and I'm sorry, call me a misogynist if you want, but there's a pattern. And it's so obvious and has been for so long. It's just ridiculous. These judges need to be they need to be held accountable. Just like the politicians. They never will. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. But it's time we need to start getting organized and take our country back from all these liberal bullshit communist policies that are totally destroying not only this country, but all of Western civilization. It's ridiculous. And it is, for the most part, anytime it's going to be a liberal woman judge, the felon's going to have a record as long as his arm, violent crimes, you know. And the true victims, you know, nobody cares about them. And yeah, everybody deserves a second chance, but when you've had 7 or 8 or 9 or 12 or 14 or 20 chances, and you continue engaging in the same behavior that is destroying lives, killing people and destroying lives, you don't deserve no more second chances. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then another thing, I think it was in Providence, Rhode Island, that poor girl that got stabbed on that train last year and bled out while people just stood around and watched, and another, you know, usual suspect with a long felony past. There was a monument or a memorial mural or something made in Providence, Rhode Island that the city leaders decided that had to come down because it's divisive. What? You want to put up a fucking picture of the guy that stabbed her? Because that's the mindset of these fucks. You know, Coke's back. You want to go back under with Ruthie? Ruthie's under the binky. There you go. Yeah, but that is literally the mindset of these people. It's sick. It is sick. The true victims get no compassion among that liberal crowd. And the real victims, it's a shame. And you saw it during the State of the Union speech the president gave, where he said, you know, if you're for America and Americans first, stand up. And nobody on the left did. None. Not a one of them. We know what their intentions are. They're trying to destroy this country, and they're doing a damn good job. And they're getting rich off it, you know. Some mayor in a city near Los Angeles flat out just got caught and admitted she was spying for China. That's treason. She needs to be executed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know. And it needs to start happening, you know. They used to tar and feather people back in the day. We, the people, have lost our power. And they are. I mean, they're ticks, you know. And I'm not a big fan of everything President Trump has done so far, but I still support him because I can't even imagine what it would have been like if Cackles and that Fruit Loop from Minnesota got in the office, you know. And they're ticks, though. These professional career politicians, they are ticks. They suck the life and blood out of honest, hard-working people and have no shame, no sense of decency. And, you know, So that's all I got for today. I don't know what we're going to do. It's supposed to clear up later. Like I mentioned, we'll do a light kettlebell workout. We'll hang out with the cats. I might run some soup I made over to Old Mill Coffee Roasters to let the guy that owns that try it. Maybe he can put it on his menu. And might talk to Cousin Paul again. Meg, if you're watching, I saw the videos you posted of the grandkids. Looks like you had a good day. I hope so. And I guess that's all we got. So from the cold gray ashes and coals of my cold black heart, my broken, beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, burdened, empty, hollow, cracked, shattered, hopeless, forsaken, forlorn, bitter, angry, tired, twisted, convoluted, confused, grieving, happy, ungrateful soul. Piss off. Happy, wonderful Wednesday, and thanks for not tuning in.